of that person who's speaking fluent German.
Excellent. While you're doing that, the other people congregate in the bar area with that other person that's just paying attention to themselves. You're free to talk at your leisure.
Hello.
How? What?
It's long story. I explain not here.
Okay.
It's very long. I'm glad to see. Where's Jack? Where's Gigantus lady?
Violet's outside. Jack. Where did Jack go? Jack left, didn't he?
Jack went home.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's it. I'm done. Heads home.
Jack went back to America.
He went back to the
and
movies.
decided to go back to his job.
It's good to see. I tried to find, but you gone.
We'd left for a little bit, but I didn't expect to see you again, if I have to be honest.
Me neither. It's a long story. I was in space. I think.
You're in Spain?
I cosmonaut.
Astral projection.
As what?
Astral projection?
I project.
It's, when the mind leaves the body, it goes out into the astral plane, or sometimes some people consider it space.
I mean,
Who is this tiny man?
He's a friend of mine.
Hello.
He's all right. He's all right.
Oh, okay.
We'll need to probably catch up with this later, I guess.
No.
What are you doing here, my friend?
I'm looking for Ball. I tried to contact you, but I need Ball. Well, yeah, it's Ball for you slop, and I make dreaming head of man. It's very good.
Ball.
No.
Oh.
It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. He said something in Russian. On account of the book he read it in was Russian, and his English is 30%.
Okay, well, we're here just sort of information gathering, I guess. We wanted to find out more about this place. Have you anything you've heard?
Has he heard anything, Kiko? I assume he's been here for a few days already.
Especially, no. You haven't heard anything especially. You have been welcomed warmly, though.
I think sort of his plan with being here was that he was trying to get that bowl we talked about.
Yeah, you've got closer to that.
He might have tried to fast talk some shit with saying that it had healing properties.
You got no closer with that.
Well.
As you are talking, a figure comes into the room. He immediately catches your attention. This man is just over 6 foot tall. He's about 170 pounds. His bony physique is quite striking. He almost looks cunning. His skin is coarse and pocked and reddened.
This must be the man we've heard so much about.
Nonetheless, his presence is commanding. His hair is thick and red. His eyes are pale, watery. And he's wearing a very smart suit and tie. And he looks about 30. He sees you and just goes, new people to the lodge. I haven't seen you before. I am John Scott. I am the person that runs this lodge for the Hermetic Order.
I outstretch my hand. I'm Dr. Grant. Nice to meet you.
This guy has a strong grip.
He's read The Art of the Deal, boys. Watch out.
Excellent. Excellent.
Luke, you have ties with the Russians. What's the Russian equivalent of John Smith?
I don't know. Probably Sergei something.
Yeah, I'm Sergei Sagakinov. Hello.
Yes, I've seen you a few times before.
No.
But yes, can't stay and chat really. Busy and all that, dealing with all the paperwork upstairs, just grabbing a small drink. But yes, if you all want to join at some point, I'm sure Carl will be glad to initiate you.
Yes, Carl's mentioned that actually. We were just sort of having a bit of a relax, enjoying your lovely building, and having a bit of a natter.
It is nice, isn't it? Lovely.
How long have you been here?
Me? Oh, I came shortly before the building was being finished building. I came here about 2 months before the building was finished, and then I moved it. It's not an old building. It was the old building that was here torn down, and we built a new one from scratch to suit our needs.
Oh, and suit it does, I imagine. It's very stunning.
It's a wonderful building, and I'm sure that when you join, you'll be able to see the The stuff upstairs is even better, let me assure you.
Oh well.
The second
Now
floor.
now I'm very convinced.
Ah, yes. But of course, only for those in the know. But if you'll excuse me.
Of course.
He leaves with his drink.
He's weird.
Hmm.
Any
So-
obvious basements anywhere, Kiko?
Let's see.
And if anything leading down?
You've been here a little while, so I can tell you a little bit more about the layout of the first floor. There is in the lounge. It's a big rectangular room. Beyond the lounge, where the restrooms are, there's a pantry, and there's a room further beyond on the left. That door, nobody ever goes into.
Okay. Because if this has been torn down and there was something here before, if that was something sinister, the only thing that would remain would be the basement.
Basically, Strabinsky, that the lounge, the left part is the bar, the right part is the dining room, and from that corridor with the stairs and the dining room, you can access the kitchen.
Is this a separate house, or is it part of a block?
No, this is an entirely separate house in its own
Okay.
little grassy
So
area.
talking to the neighbors would not.
It would not yield anything, no.
Okay. I assume he's done most of that already.
You've
waiting
done
for
most of that. You are not yet allowed upstairs because you have not joined.
Yeah, gotta have my wings clipped, I guess. Assume.
You, Schmidt.
Jawohl.
You generally are hearing from the engineer conversations about upstairs, mainly to the second floor, and about the ceremonies, and about how it was all exciting and prestigious and secretive, and it's basically what you're hearing.
Any, words or names or something that kind of stick out?
Yes, actually. Basically, he talks about his initiation as a neophyte.
Okay.
And he can't wait to become an initiate.
Interesting. Any details that they're talking
No,
about?
they're
What
being
that
very
might entail?
vague about that.
Okay.
Are they noticing the inquiries? Are they making a note of them? Because I'm assuming
No.
they want something, and I'm assuming they're also careful about some things.
No,
and if
they're talking quite openly about this. They're not being
okay,
secretive.
so they don't seem to care who joins, other than money. That usually means heads for the head stool. Oh, how is it? Skulls for the.
Skulls for the skull throne.
I think that's
yes,
quite
okay.
good.
So what are you going to do, armed with this information that you have achieved, if anything? You're like,
well-
that was nice, and then you leave.
Well,
I'm
leave and
actually
research
going
would be
to-
my my
Schmidt?
call, but yeah.
I'm actually going to try and get myself in on that conversation, seeing how he seems to be. I mean, I can obviously. You said that they're both speaking in German, right?
Yes, one of them is speaking fluent German. The other one is speaking slightly broken German.
Bear
Okay,
in
so
mind, you have not revealed to these people who speak German yet. You might be able to get more sensitive information if they don't know that you can understand them.
That is actually true, but sadly my English is 50%, so I'm going to have a very noticeable German accent, and the fluent man is going to pick on that immediately. I believe.
So you're going to go over and talk to Grigori. The name has come out. They mention him as Grigori.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of want to bring myself in there. I can obviously tell that he's a fluent German speaker, right? He's a native German.
He is German. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I kind of want to get myself in on that and basically be introduce myself, I'm obviously I would say it in Deutsch. I would be like, ach, ein Deutscher hier auch. Oh, and a fellow German.
He smiles about this because
yes, I shake his hand and I introduce myself. Schmidt is my name, my name, and may I have a seat? It's not often that I meet a fellow countryman. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so right now.
It's so fucking
Everything's just
Sits down and
come have ein Schnitzel for fun.
Roll for me, please.
what are you going to engage him in conversation in?
I'm basically, well, first of all, I'm gonna start the whole thing off as just like, oh, it's so good to meet a fellow German here. It's not often, that we meet someone else here who can, that we hear our mother tongue and in America here. And I basically just do, like a bit of small talk, just kind of like about Germany.
You very quickly find out that this guy loves talking.
Oh, that is good because I have a great listening skill.
Yeah.
If as I notice that he likes talking, I'm going to try and kind of have him talk a lot and only ever like interject and go like, yes, and
Excellent.
then what about that?
You're going to have a great conversation about philosophy.
That sounds amazing. I don't have a philosophy.
Nope, you're
but
gonna
I'm just gonna let him talk a lot. I'm just gonna.
Yep, you're talking about philosophy with him.
Man goes into philosophy conversation with 2% philosophy, comes out with 86 later. It's like, my brain is fried.
The main thing.
But yeah, I'm basically gonna let him talk most of the time.
You're gonna let him talk.
Yes, and then I'll try to kind of like, after I've let him talk a little bit, kind of let him talk himself out of that topic, I'm going to kind of steer him towards the philosophy of the lodge.
The lodge. Yes, the greatest thing I ever did was join the lodge. It is a wonderful society of togetherness, and I think it's wonderful. The Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight welcomes immigrants such as myself. Most secret societies are so intolerant, and yet they welcomed me with open arms. Much like how I was welcomed into America.
Yes, I was also very surprised how open and welcoming everyone was. And excuse me, but I couldn't overhear while I heard you talk in our wonderful native language that you were talking about actually progressing further in the society.
Yes.
And me as a new member, I'm incredibly interested about that.
Well, yes, I have become an initiate. It's a great thing.
Such great-sounding ranks they have as well.
I long to become a master, but I am not ready yet.
Oh, what does that entail? You can go from an initiate to a master?
Well, they will tell me when I'm ready.
Oh.
And they will know.
Do I have to prepare myself for any of this? Is this because I'm still coming all the way here from Germany, and even with being received like we were, this must have been daunting.
You will know when you are ready, and trust me, it will be a momentous, eye-opening occasion where you will learn so much. So much.
I can't wait to learn more. It's so good. Learning more about the world, learning more about many worlds, isn't it?
Well, if you ask me, lots of people talk about religion and everything, but science has become the new god, don't you think?
Oh, if you if you called me religious, I would say I'm a scientist.
Oh, you're so funny.
And then Kika kills himself with shame.
So, while he's having this conversation, what are you guys deciding to do, the rest of you?
I might have a distraction. Let's say I've cast something about an hour ago.
Okay.
I did some measurements on Google Maps, and currently from mid-Boston, it's about 20 kilometers to the nearest wooded area. It would probably have been less back then. So about an hour ago, maybe.
Okay.
So, he sort of nudges Daniel and Egbert, what was he called?
Everett.
Okay, sort of like something might happen if it does use confusion to have a look around.
Sure. Can you specify what's going to happen? All I know.
I've not tried this yet, so I'm not sure, but it should be safe for us, but maybe it's not so much for them. Do you have weapons?
Just quickly.
No, they took my weapon.
We arranged that my man would be watching one of the windows, so if you want me to come in, you just have to lean out.
Okay, I think there might be opportunity for you to come in, depending on how this goes. Could I have done a conceal before going in?
Can I? Sorry.
Because I would like to, if I manage to get both my knife and my revolver in, I would like to give one to Daniel.
Am I rolling?
Related, actually, in the commotion, would it be possible would I know where they stored my weapon? Would I have watched them?
Yeah, you know where they've stored it.
Then perhaps I'll use the commotion time to quickly grab
yes,
my
you
gun.
easily managed to conceal both of them, Stravinsky.
Kiko, I just
Okay.
very quickly step away from the mic for 1 minute. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you need Schmidt to do something, do it.
Yeah.
Presumably to breathe in.
We'll just talk. You want gun or knife?
I will take gun if I can't get my own. If this distraction of yours works, I'm gonna go quickly nab mine.
If
Okay,
necessary, I've got a bag full of guns anyway, so.
Just bring your rucksack.
Well, this is taking an intriguing turn.
Well,
I
well,
hope
mean,
this
do you-
works.
Well, I mean, do you remember the boot of the car that was previously stuffed full of weaponry?
So
In that case, Stravinsky, when your distraction does happen, I'm gonna go signal Violet.
I think Violet will see from outside.
how long did you think this would take, Stravinsky?
I have no idea. That's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna
But
roll a
he's
dice.
been here a
Right.
while, and it hasn't happened yet. So
Was this an hour before when you arrived? You did this.
something like that. He did it outside
Right.
before going
Okay.
in.
All right. Okay. That's fine. So you're sort of just mingling a little, and
Can I
Hmm?
try and chat with the bar people, like the actual workers?
they engage in general like, "What can I get you?" kind of conversation. We
Sure,
can-
but if it's a bar person, you might be able to chat with them for a bit longer if you buy a drink.
True, but this person's actually being rather tight-lipped. When you
I
try to
mean,
have a
no.
conversation with them, they tend to go, "Oh, I have an order I need to give out," and then they go and deliver a drink, and then they come back. You get the
So they
feeling that
won't tell you anything like. Well, okay. So first off, like, are these the sort of slightly lower class appearance people we were talking about?
yeah.
Senior members might have priority in the bar. So
And they won't open up about anything like how long they've been around here or
No,
anything like that.
they're not telling you anything about
They're
that.
very tight-lipped.
Very tight-lipped.
They gotta stay quiet to keep their jobs.
Violet, make me a spot hidden check.
I am back.
What? Spot hidden? I've never succeeded at a spot hidden check in my life. Alright, let's go.
maybe have your driver roll as well.
I got 41, so that's a
Okay.
failure.
The driver looks looks back and then double takes again and goes, "Have I been drinking too much, or is that a bear?"
Oh.
I look over and I say,
That is a
I mean-
bear.
I would say the answer to that question is 1, yes, if you're drinking at all on duty, that is entirely too much, and 2, you are entirely correct, that is a bear.
A bear is walking with sort of purpose towards the lodge.
I can barely believe it.
The person, the bear, none of you guys know this yet. The bear sort of nudges at the door. This is when it is opened by the man in the foyer, and everybody in the bar and the lounge hears a cry of surprise.
At this, Stravinsky will, in his most accented Russian, he will stand up and appear to be scared, but in his most accented Russian, in case there's any Russian speakers in there, he will yell sort of in a way that could be interpreted as like a yelp of surprise, if you didn't understand what he actually said. Cause a fucking ruckus or chaos. Or a scene, or whatever. I don't know. Something simple the band
what you
understands,
hear-
like trash the place.
There's a cry, and then you hear, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "There's a bear at the door!" "What? It's coming in! Stop it!"
Why is there a bear?
The bear equips his hard bass and tracksuit. He knows
The
what he's
bear
about.
is trying with great intent to get in through the foyer to the lounge. The lounge suddenly descends into a panic, because as you can imagine, a bear walking into the foyer is a cause for alarm.
The bear, upon receiving the command, should start trashing the place. Not people, but the place.
The bear is going at the foyer with reckless abandon.
Yes. Okay. Here we go, Daniel. His knife. His gun, and Stravinsky runs off to have a look at things.
You
Can I go in the distraction? Go retrieve my weapon so that we've got more. Is that possible? What?
You can. Bearing in mind there are people in the foyer.
Can I be sneaky?
There's probably a lot of people trying to get their weapon at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot
Your
of
best
people
bet,
are-
your
a lot of
best bet
people
would
are
probably
actually
be to
going
try and
out-
stop that.
A lot of people are actually escaping through an exit in the back.
Can I be sneaky and attempt to go get it quickly,
You
or is
can-
that not a thing?
You can certainly try a sneak check in a room where people are fighting a bear. I will let you do it. Roll me a sneak check if you have sneak.
35?
What is your sneak?
Do I have a sneak?
You do not have a sneak.
I have a sneak. And a
Okay. You go into the room. It is not difficult to recover your weapon,
Glorious.
and you come back. You do not know if you are spotted.
Well, to be honest, is anyone going to question that? There's a friggin' bear here.
People are generally fighting this bear. Unfortunately, as you have got your gun and you are leaving, you hear somebody loading a shotgun.
Oh my.
So this bear is not long for this world.
No,
you think?
the bear should probably be running around, so they might take a little longer before he tries to get a...
They've blocked off the foyer. By the time he gets through, they've blocked off the foyer entrance. So it basically started trashing the foyer as its first port of call.
Okay, so me and what was his face have been locked in the lounge where most people have run out the back.
Most people have run out the back. Yes.
Well, let's have a look at that back room then.
Well, yeah. Can we go do that?
Violet.
I'm turning to my driver, who I've decided is called Algernon, and I say, "Do you think that constitutes a signal?"
It's a bear, Mom.
Yes, that's what I thought.
You can go.
And so I'm going to open the boot
Yep.
with slight resignation, get the stuff,
Is
get
this
the gun,
elephant
get
gunning?
the sword.
Oh,
Get
It's
the
everything. I think last time there was an SMG in there. I feel like.
your
Drive
reaction.
me closer. I want to hit the bear with my sword.
Don't
Sure,
forget
exactly.
Algernon's
I
flowers.
love this. Your general reaction is, so we're going to sneak into this place, and the Russian goes, bear.
No one
Bears.
knows we did this yet, unless they understood Stravinsky. That's up to you, Kiko.
You
But
want
I-
Russian anthem played. in the
There will be some
background.
explanations later. Are you opening the door to the bar for Violet?
What I'm going to do is carefully go to the door that the bear entered, which is, I assume the front door, and look through and see what's going on.
Well, what's gone on is that somebody has just loaded 2 barrels of a shotgun into a bear.
How's the
Oh.
bear respond? What sort of
Okay,
bear did
so
we get, by the
what
way?
are-
You win the bear
How many of
lottery?
the staff has abandoned their posts?
Most of them.
Abandoned their
Pretty
post.
much everyone
so
has
two
run
quick
out.
questions.
Mm.
One is the route that John Scott took clear.
Yes. But that's
And
in
where
the
did you
foyer.
go? Did you go upstairs?
That's upstairs in the foyer.
From the main
The main
staircase,
the
or
ma-
the little hidden staircase
the little-
behind to the right?
the staircase to the right is the only staircase up that you know.
Oh, it's the only staircase.
Yes, the other staircase
cool.
that I think that you think may exist that Stravinsky's going for is at the back of the building.
Yes, with sneak, by the way, if
Yeah.
if applicable.
It's not really applicable right now. There's practically no one in the lounge.
Okay, good.
Um,
Just in case.
Kiko, what is happening with Schmidt and his men that he
your
was talking
friend
about?
your friend has ran away in fright, considering that there is a bear in the foyer.
Bear.
You are
Schmidt-
alone.
Schmidt thinks to himself real quick and decides that this is actually an opportunity that he could take to do something basically away from the group, which is scattered, which is that because he's really good at sneaking and hiding, right?
He is very good at sneaking and hiding.
He is very good at that, actually. So what he's actually going to do is he's going to try and find a place in this probably very big, like, lodge, right? Like, this is a big house. So there must be some kind of room or something that he can hide away, like maybe in a basement or something like that.
Yeah.
And he wants to hide away, wait until the commotion basically, calms down, tides over, and people leave the lodge, and he can then sneak around and look for stuff.
Okay, right. Okay. So what's basically happening here is you see Violet, that happening, and has anyone opened a window for Violet?
Yes.
Which window have you opened? Is it a bar window?
Since we're in the bar at the time, I think, yeah.
I thought Violet could just go in the front
It's
door.
not No, it's
Well, they sealed it off, haven't they?
What about the back door that people ran out of?
You see people fleeing out of a back door, out of the back of the build. You can hear people fleeing out the back of the building. You can also hear, Violet, the sound of a door opening to the left-hand side of the building.
And
mean-
what do I see emerging from it?
Nobody's emerging from it, but you heard it. It's a very prominent sort of opening sound because he had to pull the window up.
I guess I'll go investigate.
You see Daniel there pretty much at this window.
Sup, Violet?
I wave and throw him a gun.
Sweet, more guns.
I think it's gonna be. I feel like we did have a Tommy gun, right? I feel like there was a Tommy gun.
You don't have the Tommy gun anymore.
Oh, damn it.
I think if we go in there with Tommy guns, it will be very obvious what we're up to. But if you bring the elephant gun and you're 2.5 meters tall and yell "Bear Patrol," I think they probably would sort of. Someone called the relevant.
While you're doing that, Everett, you're keeping an eye. You're sort of probably by the lounge entrance, are you?
Well, I'm actually going to see if I can get upstairs without,
Okay.
whilst everyone's distracted by the bear.
While you're doing that, you see Schmidt. What Schmidt has done is Schmidt has snuck down the small corridor where people are escaping, and he's looking. He's opening all the doors. And he gets to a door at the very end, on the left, looks at it and goes, sort of like goes in. As you can see him going in and closing the door, you see he has to step down slightly as he closes the door. Schmidt, you have found stairs to a place down.
Okay. I'd like to go down.
Okay.
Was I not going over there as well?
You're
Or
all-
was that...
You're at the moment waiting for Violet to get in, which has just happened.
Okay.
And you were trying to look. The foyer has too many people in it right now, Everett. There are about 4 people in. There is also John Scott in there now. The bear has had a second round of shotgun bullets in it, shells in it. It is now, you think, pretty dead.
Oh,
That's
sad
alright.
bear.
Well, it's just a black bear, according to the chat, considering
Oh,
it's East Coast, so it would be kind of a shit bear. We lost lost the
Holy
bear
shit!
bear
Alright.
lottery.
All right.
was
What?
it?
Nothing. All good. All good.
this bear's a garbage bear.
So
I'm still in the room with Daniel, aren't I?
you're in actually the
Yeah.
room. You're sort of in the same-ish place. Yes, it's not hard for you to communicate, but you think, Everett, that the ruckus in the foyer is going to end pretty soon.
Cool.
And they're your gut says they're likely to go into the lounge and see what's happening, probably. So your time may be short.
Yeah, I say to Daniel, no, your friend's over that way, down the corridor. I'll try and buy you a little bit more time. And then I dash off towards John Smith.
John Scott.
Scott. Sorry, yes.
John Scott. Okay.
Scott.
So you guys are going to go where?
How big is John Scott, by the way?
John Scott is
6
6'1".
So he's the Great Scott.
He's pretty tall.
Nice.
Oh, bin me, sorry.
So where are you 2 going? Or 3 going now, because there's 3 of you.
Well, we found a way down,
Well,
didn't we?
yeah, we're making a use of that
You're gonna-
distraction, I think.
you're
I'm
gonna
going to
follow-
go help
yeah.
Schmidt.
What
Sorry, I
was
was also tempted to
Yep.
draw a bear mount.
Wait, Schmidt's idea was to try and steal himself away somewhere in the house,
And
and
everyone
everybody
is
just
following
walks
you.
with us.
Everyone
I'm like,
is following
hello.
you. Yes.
I see you have the best hiding spot here in the tiny cupboard that fits one man. 3 dudes stand outside and stare at him while he's in there.
Pretty dark in
Everett,
here,
you
huh?
go into the room with the now dead bear.
Well, I'm
And,
finished running the bear yet.
You what?
Wait, what?
You can
He's
keep
drawing
drawing
it
the
on
bear.
the
The bear
whiteboard.
is dead.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Everett, what are you going to say to John Scott?
Good question.
That is a very good question. I hope you thought that through.
This can't be an everyday occurrence, can it?
No, it's a bear. Why is it here?
I wonder if it's a sign. No,
I hope
the great Ursus of the stars
I hope
coming
not.
down.
Wait,
I wonder if it's an elder sign.
Just, at the moment, just wait in the lounge. We'll deal with this. I'm just glad it didn't get into the lounge. It could have got messy. Just wait in the lounge for
dear.
me.
Do you need any help at all?
No. We've got this. We've got this. Thank you. Thank you.
But was it the only bear?
Where do you think it came from?
I don't know. Just best that you wait in the lounge for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
either way, I'll try and sort of very, very slowly make my way back to the lounge.
It's not hard to go back to the lounge, and you see them. You know where they've gone. You can follow
Great.
them in if you want to. Do you want to follow them in?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So what happens, Schmidt, is that you're about a little bit of the way down these stairs, and then the door behind you opens, and you see Stravinsky and Violet and Daniel. They're following you.
What are all of you doing here?
Oh, investigating.
I was.
If anyone asks, we
Yeah,
were hiding in here from the bear.
Wait, what happened to the bear? Where did the bear come from?
Never mind that. Let's go look for stuff. I explain later, duh.
Ah, yes, Russians
Also,
and
hello.
bears, of course. I
It is at
understand.
this point that the door opens again, and Everett appears.
I think
Hello.
I'll be busy for quite a while.
Excellent. Well, let's use this opportunity to have a good look then.
You're going to go down into the basement. Okay, let us.
Jamiroquai the shit out of this.
You head down into the basement. It's a stairway, goes down, turns, and back on itself, but still going down.
By the way, if I'm with them, is Stravinsky there?
Yes.
Hello.
Stravinsky is here. He looks a man younger, a little, sort of. You're not sure.
Small man. Like, useless child.
He's
No.
more vigor filled than he was before. But
Hello, Violet.
he's alive.
In a slightly resigned fashion, I say, I suppose at this point I might as well have expected this, and slap him on the back with slightly too much force. My character seems to be a little bit the worse for wear.
I have just thing for you when we're done. I have good spell. I teach you magic trick. You'll
Very
be
good,
happy.
very good.
Yeah, very, very fine. Okay.
So, you go downstairs, and what you end up getting into is a very large room. This is a roughly square room, and in the middle-ish of the room are 4 pillars. The 4 pillars make a sort of... they're just holding up the basement ceiling, you think. And they form a little, like... They're roughly even spaced out, so you could draw a square between the 4 lines. So they're just supporting pillars.
Can the architect tell us if this is old construction or new added with the
I
new
will
house?
roll architect, aka Kiko, roll architect, please.
This is all probably relatively new.
Damn it.
This is probably relatively new. This is
To be
probably
fair,
the
that
same
matches up with what he told us.
Yep.
Yeah. Can I
yep.
infer from the from my architectural knowledge that this may be built in such a way that there may be parts that could be hidden
Well,
from the naked eye?
not from here, because this room is not the entire area of the upper floor of the lodge. There is a door in the far wall
Okay.
that you can go to.
Wait, were we going
The
up? I thought we
floors
were
by
going
the-
down a basement.
No, this is down.
Oh,
You're in a basement. You know
Okay.
the floor
Wait.
plan. The floor.
any
pla-
jacks down there?
No, the floor plan of the lodge. You roughly know how big the lodge is upstairs. This room that you are in is not the whole size of it. It's the whole width of it, but not the length. There is a door in the far wall, which you presume would have the rest of the equivalent space. It's shut. The floor, by the way, is bare earth. The walls are of heavy stone. It's set in mortar. This room
Does
is
it seem to have any use?
it is empty, apart
No,
from that door.
no wine, no
Nothing
bars.
in it at all.
And what's the dirt like? Is it stamped? Is it loose?
No, he already said it's bearer.
It's bare earth.
Yeah, but is it like stamped or has it been disturbed?
Not that you can see.
Okay, so there's not somewhere they
There is
buried.
there is a door on the wall, the opposite wall.
What kind of door?
It's just a door, wooden.
Okay, so not particularly locked or.
You can't
Anything
tell from
like-
this distance.
Okay, well let's investigate.
Do you want to go over to the door?
Have a look at the door. Spot hidden. I would like.
Okay. It's a door.
Fuck. Listen.
What's
It
Kiko? What's the
sounds
doing
like
this?
a door.
Mhm.
I'm actually going to say that I'm going to go tell them I'm going back up. I'll keep an ear at the door, let you know if anyone comes,
Okay.
and then I'll do exactly that.
That's
Good
good
show.
thinking.
All right.
Right. but you can't really hear anything at the moment. I'll let you know, Everett, if you do hear something.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to go to this door. You going to try and open the door?
Well, we're on a timer. We gotta hurry.
You open the door. There is another room. This room is smaller. An architect roll from Schmidt tells you that an architect roll with a 1 from Schmidt.
Power.
Dude, he just gained like architectural
Yes,
stats.
you literally just gained architecture points immediately, Schmidt.
Oh wow, what kind of architecture, my boy?
You gained 5% bonus architecture.
37%
Any power for him?
Brandenburger Tor, here I come.
No, that's just luck, isn't
That's
it?
just
Never mind.
luck. Basically, you come
Oh.
into this room and immediately you just get a like you look to the door to your left, and that you know that there is more to this place. At least there's another room because this room's too small. That's basically you come into here immediately and go, this room is too small. Pointed out immediately is the door that you can see to your left. It's padlocked.
Ah.
This door is padlocked. But your 1 on the architecture just immediately went, this room is too small. So you gain 5% not mythos, sorry, that would be terrifying. Mythosian architecture, no!
Architecture. Cthulhu comes through architecture.
So,
Can I mechanical repair anything to make the door come open?
unfortunately, there is a skill for dealing with locks, unless you want to
It's
shoot
not particularly the lock. I might want to try and unhinge the door.
Kiko, can I just chop the lock with the sword?
You can certainly attack it and see what happens.
If it's bare earth, we could dig under.
All right, let's attack the lock. Fuck
Attack
this
the
lock.
lock.
Although if we
I
do
got
this,
2.
if we do
Yeah,
this,
fuck
then
off.
then it will have been very obvious we've been here. So
Too
far, we'll
late.
be able to get out without.
Too
okay.
late, he's already
Exactly,
done it.
too late. Too late. Oh, sorry.
Basically, you start going, yeah, if we do this, it will be shling. You just slice straight through
Lady
lock.
Conards the shit out of the door.
You slice straight through the lock, and the door sort of swings a little open.
If only you would have shown those sword skills when we were fighting the invisible beast instead of opening a lock with it.
Silence, you bitter German
Okay.
man.
If you
Bit bitter.
this
German.
door, this room, these are all rooms, by the way, that are slightly lit by electric lights. They're not very spaced
Oh,
out.
nice.
I'll let you know if you get into a room that's dark. This room is pretty similar wall-wise, but the floor is not bare earth. This floor is made of 5-foot square stone set without mortar.
Can
Let's take his architecture and
Is
inform
everyone
him what that
entering-
entails.
Is everyone entering the room?
Zerbinski will actually pick up the broken padlock, go to the bare earth room, bury it, and draw some weird symbols around where it's buried in a circle. Nothing that means anything, just something to give the idea
spot
that
hidden
we.
rolls for everyone.
Go give me those 80%, Kiko.
97.
97, okay. And, Daniel?
27.
okay. It doesn't take any of you especially long, except for Daniel. Daniel doesn't spot this.
Well, I don't spot it either. I got 97.
No, you definitely don't spot it. You
You
two
just
sort
go
of-
blind
you
temporarily.
two just immediately. What happens is you go in and you're just looking around, and Strabinsky and Schmidt both look to the eastern wall. Your
I don't
eyes.
think I have spot hidden at all.
Yeah, well done. You just passed. You're gaining a check on spot hidden.
Oh, thank you. I add it.
I've marked it on your sheet. But you both notice for different reasons. Strabinsky notices it because it's just a little obvious to him. You notice it because that stone there makes the wall very unsound. There's a stone that's very off in the eastern wall.
Do I recognize a glyph on that stone that perhaps costs 2 power of permanently to cast?
Nope, it's just a thing. It's just a stone that's oddly set.
Can I, like, in those stones on the ground, do I see some kind of pattern?
Only that they're placed. Only that they're 5-foot square stones. Nothing else.
Okay.
But there is an oddly set stone in the eastern wall.
I'm having trouble imagining this. So
Okay, it's a rectangular.
that-
It's a rectangular room
whiteboard.
you're in.
Look
Okay.
at
rectangular
whiteboard.
room, yes.
It's a rectangular room you're in.
Mm-hmm. It has stones in it.
It's a rectangular room.
Yes.
Imagine the floor is like a sort of criss-cross pattern, like this.
Oh, you're drawing.
Yeah. Imagine a sort of crisscross pattern all the way through. You've come in a door about here.
Yeah.
The eastern wall, you have noticed here that there is a stone that is oddly set.
Okay, so is this a stone in the wall or is it a stone on the floor?
Stone in the wall. For perspective, what you've done is you've gone into a room that's here. That was the room you came in before. Then there was
What?
I'm doing the rooms that you've gone through.
Okay, I understand now. So
there was a much bigger room as well you went through.
The crisscross squares were tiles on the floor.
They are tiles on the floor.
Okay. Anything particularly about the tiles? What's the ceiling like?
It's just exactly the same as the other ceilings. It's mortar.
No Jill sandwich?
Nope, just mortar.
I don't like how far that stone is away from the door.
I mean, you've entered into the room. You've stepped on the stone things. Nothing's happened. Everett, you hear that there's general sort of conversation in the lounge. You get the feeling that they might be starting to search the place.
What kind of conversation? Like
sort of like
the guards saying.
It's John Scott just saying, do a sweep, see if anybody is like, do a sweep of the place, see if anybody's hiding under a table or something.
And how quickly can I get to the others?
You can get to the others very quickly. This is quite distant.
And we're close to the back entrance, right?
You're a long way away from the entrance to the basement. You're actually in.
I mean the back entrance of the lodge itself.
Yeah, you'd have to go quite. You'd have to go quite a distance.
So yeah, I'm gonna dash down to the others and tell them.
You see a door.
Anything you're gonna do, make it quick.
Yeah.
There's people saying they're gonna do a sweep. We don't have very much time.
Okay, we need to get out of here.
But how are you going to get out?
Same way we came in.
Can I see anything? Can I see anything about that stone that might seem that it does anything?
You'd have to go a bit closer. Do you want to go closer?
Can I look at the floor or just in general the room?
You have to go closer to the stone to get a better look.
And the floor? Anything about the floor?
Just 5.
Any weird edges? Any weird architectural differences I might spot?
Nothing at all.
Is there anything occult going on in this room?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet. We should reconvene and look at this later.
I like not yet. Just like any second now, the occult.
Actually, I kind of like that. We could all I turn to everybody and I say, I have a bad feeling about this room. If we come here, we can't do it under pressure in any way. I feel this might seal our doom. What we should do is we should get our story straight, which is when the bear attacked all of us since we came here together, all of us just ran down here because we figured, there's this door, there's the stairs, the bear couldn't come down here, we could just close the door. And we should head towards people.
That'll not work when they see the lock's broken.
Yeah, but the lock is like one door behind. So they're going to see it after we're already gone.
Daniel.
That's why we have to head towards the people to catch them. Like we have to come up and basically go hey.
With your experience in the previous investigations, your gut says to you, you're of two minds of the advice being given. The one half you're like, if this isn't what I think it is, this will be absolutely fine. If this is what I think it is, no excuse is going to appease them. This is your, you're not sure if it's your paranoia or if it's your new gut instinct. Rolled an idea roll for you. It's like, you're thinking, if this isn't a dodgy group of people, this will be fine. If it is, we aren't going to be able to give any excuse that's going to work, are we? Because they'll know.
I have plan.
Yeah, I was about to say, gentlemen, we should not get caught here. We need a plan that involves us getting out without either getting seen or we disable the people coming to find us.
There's also the thing in the wall.
Well, if that's the thing that causes fuck, we'd have fuck on both sides of us. We'd be like a fuck taco. I have emergency plan if we need, but needs to be done now.
Will it get us out?
We are in an emergency.
No, it will keep us here, but it might make them leave.
What are you planning on? You're gonna have to type to me what you're planning on doing.
Summons a bear out of thin air.
Air bear.
Air bear.
That's my favorite kind of bear.
Air Bear, the sequel to Air Buck. Air Bud? Air Bud.
You've noticed this as well, by the way, Everett.
Hmm.
You've noticed the odd stone in the wall.
Okay.
It's just an odd stone. It seems really oddly set.
Seems
Everett
enticing.
looks
We should
hell.
push it, but at the same time, we should probably come back later and sneak in.
What exactly was there in the 2 previous rooms we came from? Were they literally just empty?
They were bare.
Yeah.
Bear.
They were absolutely
bear.
bare. They were just bare earth floor, stone walls of mortar, nothing in them.
Kiko
Nothing.
has
Okay,
been telling us
I've
the whole
written
time the rooms
I've
were
written the
bears.
thing.
Were bears.
I don't think you have time for that.
Does anyone?
Okay.
Do we hear the door opening at the top of the stairs or anything?
Yes.
We won't be able to explain Violet no
We
matter
do.
what. So
Door is opening.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going
Okay,
on there.
look. Listen, everybody follow my lead. Pretend we're arguing. We didn't know the way out. One of us followed someone. We found someone in here. We don't know what's going on.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, sounds good to me. It's very
I
simple.
What I meant, like I said, we need to come up with a story and we need to head towards the people. Like, they're not going to fuck us up because we ran into the nearest door from a bear.
But
Well,
what,
I disagree. If
what
they're
about
if
Violet?
they're
Well,
yeah.
Where did
got a
Violet come
gun.
from with her elephant gun?
Oh yeah, that is actually true. I forgot about Violet not having been there.
just
That is
stash me
true.
behind the door.
Okay. So
We found this large lady with an elephant
what
gun.
we look? I pulled the guys into the main room. Violet can stay in the second
Phil
room. the
MMO's
one-
corner pulled them, Phil.
Well, you know what I mean. So when these people come downstairs, they'll see a bunch of guys having an argument, but Violet will be in the room behind us. They won't be able to see her.
So who's going first into this room?
This is the big room with the pillars, yeah?
I'm gonna do a different version of the map for this room, just with everything. So we have.
My plan wouldn't work at all.
I'm just
Actually,
making. So we have that. We have the stairs that you've gone down. Those
My
are the
plan was to
stairs.
bust then, Kiko.
Yeah, your plan it would take too long. Would take
Oh
way
yeah,
too long.
take too long. That's what you said.
So
I forgot.
there was a door here that you've gone through.
Can I use my pay to win items now, Kiko?
Door
Get a
here.
loop in.
There's the thing in the wall. There's a pillar here, pillar here, pillar here, pillar here. There's also a pillar here. You are currently about there.
I would have said I was just over here, actually.
You're over there.
Yelling to them through the door.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're there. Okay, so you're all roughly about there now. And there's that little dot there on there is indicating to where the. So
Wait,
you're all
how
in
many
the second
voices?
room.
How many voices are we hearing?
You can't
can-
determine it.
Far too many.
You
But
can't
because
determine.
if we come meet them, be led out, and Violet stays behind and then goes out once they're leading us out, and maybe dynamic exits
Is
out the
anybody
window or
checking
something.
on the? Is anyone looking through the door that leads to the main
Yes.
room? Okay.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I assume we're looking.
I want a spot
Yeah,
hidden
looking where
roll
the
from
voices are
anybody
coming
who's looking into that room.
I'll do it.
I don't think I was looking. No.
You weren't looking. Okay.
I was.
I
I
don't-
don't think spot hidden.
Is that a pass for you? No.
Good question.
A base is 25.
Okay, so no.
Okay. Anybody pass?
You have to roll for me.
You do pass.
I assume I'm talking to the others and not looking out.
Okay.
Wait.
Schmidt, your military instincts have kicked in by this point, and you're just sort of peering out the side of the door.
Okay.
You see that it's not just one person that's come in; it's about 2 or 3, and you notice a little disconcertingly that they're armed.
Why wouldn't they
see.
be? There was just a
Yeah.
bear.
What are they
No,
armed with?
none of them are armed with shotguns here. They're armed differently. They're armed with pistols.
Oh, I thought you were going to say spooky ass knives.
They're armed with pistols.
Ah,
There's
Okay.
there's 3 of them.
how are we
Right.
on? How are we on social skills?
Do I know these people?
Anyone with
No.
fast talk?
I have fast talk.
You have fast talk. We can do a thing, maybe. How feminine are you looking, Violet?
I mean,
What
I
you
look like a
hear,
woman.
Vile is basically twice the size.
what
of
you
Ever.
hear as they come down. They take a, one of them walks a little bit closer, and you, Schmidt, hear one of them go, "The door was open anyway. Nobody'll have come down here. Are you sure about that? They'd have run away from the bear. Who runs downstairs into an enclosed area against a bear?"
Only an idiot.
Okay, quickly. How
Right.
feminine is Violet looking? Because I might have a plan.
I know what
You
you're planning,
don't
and I think
know.
it could.
I don't know how feminine Violet is looking.
All right, fine.
I mean,
Go on.
I was going to say she's wearing.
They turn round,
Uh,
and okay, this is going to be an interesting question.
well, I mean,
One of them says something you do not understand, Schmidt.
Yes.
It is in a
Yes.
language you do not know. And then they
Okay.
laugh, and they head upstairs.
Do any of us identify the language?
Okay. Let's
I'm
have-
guessing it'll eat them anyway.
No. 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 Nobody understands what they've said.
Not understands, but recognize.
Recognizes it. It's Spanish.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
I knew these untrustworthy Spaniards would be turn up sooner or later.
Oh, they just
No,
make
no,
cat
there
noises then.
was
Okay.
a character in one of Lovecraft's stories that he said was of a good Spanish breed.
It was just a black bear.
They go upstairs.
For reference, my plan was to smear blood in the face of Violet, bandage it, and say he's hurt, or something.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get him.
Wait, you weren't going to do the thing where Everett and Violet act like they were making out in the cellar?
There's not supposed to be a woman here, regardless of any of that.
Yeah, but he just smuggled her in. I don't know.
How the fuck do you smuggle her in?
Okay.
She's like
don't know it had
Rasputina, massive beard, 5 meters
So-
tall.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Everett
no
was,
massive beard. Her
half
appearance
tossed
stats
himself
Okay.
perfect,
down.
right?
So there's nobody else in the basement now.
Oh, we're gone.
No, you're in the basement.
Yes, we're gone.
There's nobody
said
else
something
in
in
the
Spanish
basement
and-
now.
well,
They've gone.
Okay.
They've left.
Well, they've gone. It seems that we now have time. They probably won't be back. So, what do we want to do? If we just waltz out of here, like I could sneak up to the door at the top and try to tell when everybody's gone, so we can sneak out. But I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well,
So,
the
are
question
we-
is whether or not we understand whether what them laughing and them saying something, the intent of that, which I suspect to be that there's something down there that
It was
we
probably just cat noises. Spanish people tend to just do cat
So-
noises randomly.
What are you doing?
Gato.
El gato.
What are you
I mean,
doing?
nothing's gonna happen if we don't poke the fucking rock.
Yeah, let's poke
Yeah,
this
I-
rock.
Poke the rock,
Because we've got a bit of time. They're not
You're
going
going
to
to
come back for a
poke
bit.
the
so
rock.
let's check.
Who's poking the rock?
Can we sort of barricade the door open?
There is
before
nothing to
then?
barricade the door with.
Uh,
Remember,
rip
there is
out one of
nothing
the
in any
pillars.
of these rooms.
I will stand in the fucking doorway then,
You
in
will
case
stand
it
in the
tries
doorway.
to slam. Yeah.
Stand in the doorway.
I'm going down
who-
to the door and continue to keep watch.
Okay.
I'm not
who's-
going into the room with the rock.
Who's pushing the rock? Or pulling the rock? Or trying to remove the rock? Or singing a song to the rock?
I mean, the moment anyone mentioned it, I'm pretty much going to give it a go because that sounds interesting. So let's
Okay.
go for it.
Violet,
Well, you have an elf rifle gun,
what
don't
are
you?
you doing?
That's on my back, and I've got the sword as well.
Are you
Well,
pushing
you
the
have
rock?
you have a
pulling
long
the rock?
poking device, so you don't have to get near the rock physically.
I like how you're all paranoid about this rock.
Is it a gazebo? Is it hostile?
No,
Does the
if-
rock
if-
have a
if-
gun?
If it was a gazebo, you'd already be dead.
Is it
Is
armed?
it a Spanish rock?
Does it know the Wayne?
Who is... So you're pushing the rock, Violet.
Yeah.
Okay, you push the rock.
Oh God!
What
Can we
happens...
smell what it's cooking?
What happens is around about here in the room, nobody's standing there at the time. You push the rock, and a mechanism activates that raises a portion of the floor.
Oh,
Jehovah,
lifts up.
it's with an eye.
It lifts up, revealing the top, steps of a steep spiral stairway that has been hollowed out of the earth beneath the dirt and heads down.
Spooky.
And it is at that point, when you have uncovered stairs after an
Oh,
unusual
no.
incident.
Oh no, not again!
As an unusual incident with a bear, that we draw it to a close. What will they find down the spiral staircase?
Well, I've been reading. Sorry.
Will they
Okay.
ever uncover what is going on, if anything sinister is going on in the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight? And what
It's
was...
a bit a little bit awkward if
and
they're
what-
really nice.
You go downstairs. Welcome to our wine cellar.
We just literally like brought a bear in there, made a ruckus, broke one of their locks, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oops, sorry."
This is our cheese
I could have
storeroom.
summoned worse things.
This is our cheese storeroom where we store our cheese.
Well,
But more
Violet's been reading Howard's account of the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun, so she's just really excited that she's got to press a mechanism in the underground and
So-
it's worked.
What is down that stairway? What is the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight all about? And just where did that bear come from? A bear in the middle of Boston? What is going on?
Bears.
Some of these may be answered, some may not. Will there be a grisly fate? And Everest is probably thinking now, just what have I gotten myself into?
Why is everyone bringing guns?
And of course, once again, old Stravinsky's back.
When we come back, who knows what is in the darkness beneath the lodge of the Hermetic Order?
Dun, dun, dun.
Farewell, everyone.
Goodbye.